Hello and what is going on, lovely people of the internet? It is Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Today we're going to be talking about Vinco Ventures, BBIG, and now it's back to being called Vinco Shrinko because unfortunately there was some not so great news as of last night and today with the extension of the TYDE spinoff dividend. Now you will still be getting TYDE as a shareholder. All of that value is still currently on Vinco Ventures balance sheet, so you're not really missing out on too much. But the thing is that there was a run up in anticipation for the dividend, and now that dividend anticipation rally will be extended to December. So I do think it can reach back to $8 per share back when we get to December, but for now I do think volume will cool off. And I did write down a few notes on what happened in the meeting. We also did it live, so if you wanted to go back to the last video I posted, I watched the meeting live and you can get my live feedback. But essentially what happened and what Ted Farnsworth was mentioning, one of the directors of BBIG, he said that the lawyers wanted to have a tax-free exchange with this dividend, so that's why they had to exchange it, and they wanted free trading for shareholders. So they wanted to end up delivering the most value possible through the dividend, and in order to do that they had to extend it. Now he did apologize because there was no press release with those triple upload of 8Ks on the SEC documents, and they said that in the future they're going to have press releases as well as the 8Ks so that they can clear up the air and basically just have a smooth transition whenever there is something that is occurring, because they know that retail will react very, very aggressively to any news that changes up the company. There was also a CEO and CFO change in the company as well, and this all ties into the rebranding strategy of BBIG. That's why the ticker will eventually change to ZASH, and that's why they're also going to be rebranding Lomotive. And that was pretty much the summary of what was talked about during the Ted Farnsworth interview. We're going to be getting more information on October 25th because the Form 10 or the 10K will be filed for the dividend, and then 60 days from that date there should be the record date for the TYDE dividend, which would be around December 27th. 2021. So there was a few things that I did not appreciate about the Ted Farnsworth interview, and it was just kind of disorganized on his part. He seemed like he was just working. He was taking a lunch break to just answer some questions, but there were some questions that he just couldn't answer. For example, it did not sound like he read the 10K or the 8K filings that were posted last night. He didn't realize that it was on or around December 27th, and when he was asked about that, he essentially mentioned that he was not aware of it. So it didn't really seem like he was giving the best answers. He seemed more like a PR man. He was there to get shareholders to be happy again, but in the end it didn't really end up that well, and people were able to see through this ambiguity, and we can look at the chart and you can see what essentially happened. So we did sell off, and we can go to the 1 minute candles to basically see what has happened throughout the day. There was a pre-anticipatory run up into the dividend, and we peaked out at 730. Now last night when addressing the dividend, there was a part in there where I said that call options at open would be a good play, just because I thought that the stock was oversold as of last night, and there was a rebound. I mean, you can see a clear rebound in today's pre-market, so call options would have been good, but you would have had to sell out of them, so I cut that out of the video just in case people didn't get the right message. And right here at 12:26 it started trending downwards. This was in the middle of the interview, and it has been downtrending throughout the rest of the day, and my predictions from last night ended up being very, very spot on. I thought it was way oversold as of last night. We did get that rebound. It's no longer in oversold territory, and then I said it would eventually end up bouncing off of the 25 moving average, and as you guys can see, there was a perfect bounce off of the 25 moving average during the shareholder meeting. It couldn't have been more perfect. So it's always nice when your technical perspective does play out in the end, but again, technicals are not the whole thing. There was the interview of the director of the company today, and that's really what sent this thing down. It wasn't just the fact that it hit the 25 moving average, but the 25 moving average was definitely an inflection point that allowed investors to get out at the same time. So take it all as you will. Technical analysis is never the end all be all, but it did help us in this situation. It did find some support here at the 200 moving average, the orange, but now it's coming down even more. And like I said in my previous video, if that pre-anticipatory run has now been extended to December, the likely scenario for BBIG is to come back to $5 per share, as there's no clear catalyst in sight, and that's where BBIG was before this pre-anticipatory run. So I do expect there to be a continuation of this downtrend, unfortunately. I mean, I'd love to be bullish on it, but the reason that it did go up was because of the catalyst that is the TYDE dividend spinoff, and now there's going to be lower volume evidently, and the price should come back down to where it was before. And if you are still bullish on the TYDE dividend, now is your opportunity to accumulate more shares of BBIG, average down. If you bought up here, you can average down. You're still going to be getting the same thing, even if you bought at $8 per share right before what you thought would be the dividend, or if you're buying now at $6.36, you're getting the same thing. You're still going to get TYDE shares. That value is still tied into that value is still on BBIG's balance sheet currently. So at the end of the day, you're not losing or getting anything by buying here, or even if you buy back here at $5 per share, you're getting the same thing. Short interest will remain high, and yeah, that's basically how I see BBIG trading for the next month or so. I do think volume should eventually die down just a little bit, as again, no clear catalyst in sight as of now, but that catalyst will come back. And since we already got an anticipatory run, we're going to probably get that again, because people are going to jump right back in when that record date is closely approaching. So end of December, we should get another rally, Christmas rally. We'll also have cryptocurrency rallying. We have Bitcoin at new all-time highs, which will make TYDE just that much more valuable. So we'll see how this one plays out over the next few months. If you do remain bullish on BBIG, I wouldn't go all in now. I would dollar cost average into it over the next month or so and just get that average price of BBIG, and we'll just move on from there. If you guys wanted to check out the software that I'm using currently for technical analysis, it is WeBull Desktop. I'll throw the promotion on the screen right now. They're giving away up to $300 just for opening an account with them, and then an additional up to $2,000 if you deposit any amount of money on their platform. So even if you deposit $1 on their platform, you can win up to $2,300. So it's essentially like hitting the lottery if you get some money. It's essentially free. You might as well check it out, and it's an amazing technical analysis software. So if you do want to advance your trading skills and your technical analysis, definitely worth checking out. Anyways, we're going to get right into the Ortex data. Now, we're back at 100% utilization. We were basically there yesterday, but now we're confirmed 100%. The shorts are piling in. Now that the catalyst has been extended, they are betting the same thing that I think will happen, is that low volume will come down. Cost to borrow back up 200%. This is absolutely insane. Now, if for whatever reason BBIG continues to rally, it'll definitely have a huge, massive short squeeze. So if it rallies despite this catalyst being extended, the short squeeze is still on the table. All the short interest data is exactly the same with BBIG. All of those deep in the money put options and some of the naked shorting that I discovered, all of that is still here in BBIG. It is fully shorted. These shorts are using their entire capacity to short this stock, I promise you. So if for whatever reason BBIG continues to rally, even though there is no clear catalyst in sight, BBIG can still undergo an enormous short squeeze. All of the price action that we saw in the pre-anticipatory run did not entail any type of short squeeze. That was purely a gamma squeeze and retail buying. What we have here on Ortex is proof we never got more than about 1.5 million return shares in a day. And like I said, if a short squeeze is going to kick off, we're going to get at least 5 million shares returned to us the first day of that short squeeze, and we have not got that yet. We've got typical short covering and typical short borrowing. Nothing has changed in terms of the short squeeze. Shorts have not covered. So if BBIG for whatever reason continues to run, even though it is trending downwards, that short squeeze is definitely something that is still on the table. Now we can look at Fintel. We'll scroll back up here. It is 7 out of 93, or 7 out of 5,400 for short squeeze. So it's still ranked pretty high on that short squeeze leaderboard with a 93 out of 100. And like I said, the short squeeze technicals are still in play. If BBIG continues to run despite this news, BBIG could have an enormous short squeeze. If we go back down, you can see that the 7 hours ago, there's 0 shares available to be shorted. Shorts are seeing what everyone is seeing, and that is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And they are hammering this one in. The cost to borrow should come back up. Shorts are getting really greedy with this news. So obviously any type of reversal will perpetuate a short squeeze. If we go back down, we can see the cost to borrow is now 89% on Fintel. Obviously Ortex has it a little bit higher. It was 40% as of Monday. This is climbing really quickly. Shorts are getting really greedy. Again, we had the prediction that the dark pool volume ratio, we'll go back down to this one. Dark pool volume ratio is back down to 33%. This is exactly in line with what I predicted. They don't have that same ammo because BBIG is a regulation threshold security, so they can't do the same type of naked shorting and failure to delivers that they used to do on BBIG. So some of the derivative short interest ammo is now coming to a close on BBIG as it is a threshold security, and we can see that fighting the gamma squeeze, they were able to put about 50% short volume each and every single day of last week to fight the gamma squeeze. And I'm almost 100% confident that if shorts didn't fight the price through the use of derivatives last week, we would have got an insanely larger gamma squeeze. And sure, on the surface, it might seem like if we're getting a gamma squeeze by using derivatives, by using call options, then why can't they fight the stock price by using derivatives as well, by using put options? Because if BBIG is not a regulation threshold security, they are allowed to naked short sell the stock to hedge put sells. So let's say there's a market maker that sells a put option. They can naked short sell the stock and then buy it back at a later date in order to hedge their put options, which is a little bit weird. And that is why I think that short volume has come down, because it's now a threshold security. And once it becomes a threshold security, you're no longer allowed to hedge with those naked shorts. You're no longer allowed to have failure to delivers in the stock. So that is my theory of why short volume has come down. Looking at the whale flow, we have a premium of $10,000 or more as side only, so it's only straight buying call options or buying put options. It is pretty much split 50-50 in terms of bearish and bullish premium. Now, a lot of the bullish premium, especially the 1022 premium, has definitely been sold. I'm assuming that those call options were bought at market open and they were just waiting for a bounce in BBIG, and then they likely sold. So it's probably a lot more bearish than it seems right here on this chart. But you can see that they're also mainly targeting 1119, and obviously the 1119 expiration date is not something that would have been sold right away. For put options, the most popular expiration is the 1029 expiration, so they're going to give it another week and a half on that one. And the most popular strike price was $8 for puts, and then $7 for calls, and then $6 for calls as well. The historical flow today, the call option volume has actually spiked up a lot, and I believe that that's because it was way overshot on a technical level. But you know, increasing call option volume, potential for a gamma squeeze if it keeps increasing, but I don't know if that's the likely situation. I do think that the likely situation is probably that a lot of speculators bought call options at open for the quick daily flip. You can also see the insane amount of dark pool volume. The highest dark pool volume that we've seen in a while happened yesterday. I'm assuming a lot of it came after hours. A lot of them were algorithmic. The algos went crazy after hours in BBIG stock with those new 8K filings that came out, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, you have a move 20% to the downside in after hours, and then you have the most dark pool volume that you've seen ever. It just kind of sucks. I mean, retail can't utilize the dark pool, so why are short sellers allowed to utilize it, especially in after hours when a lot of retail doesn't even have access to trades? It's just a little suspicious. Anyways, we did get some more bullish bets. We had shorting a put option, or selling a put option, and buying a call option. If we do look at the call option, it has decreased in value, unfortunately, since the alert fired. But you don't know what this alert was signaling. Perhaps they were buying at open and it was a delayed alert. They could have bought back here when the ask was 54, and they could have sold up here when the ask was 69. Like I said, there was an opportunity for call options at open today just because it was way oversold in the after hours. I don't know how long this alert was supposed to be held for, but there was an alert that was bullish this morning. Anyways, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed as always, and I hope you guys learned something today. Again, I do expect there to be less volume as the catalyst that we were expecting last week is a lot further in the future now. It's about 2 months. And if we go 2 months back, BBIG was trading at about $2 per share. So that's a long time. A lot can happen in 2 months. Crypto could go parabolic. Crypto could crash. Who knows what's going to happen? Stock market could crash as well. So a lot can happen in 2 months. If you guys are bullish on BBIG and perhaps you did buy last week, there's always the potential to average into it. It's not financial advice, but you can dollar cost average each week, setting aside about $100 or whatever you want to do and get back into BBIG and get the average price. That's a strategy. Another strategy is just to wait, see what happens on low volume, watch the cool off period, and then move on from there. I wouldn't trade options right now. Options are very speculative, very, very, very high implied volatility. So you'll get a lot of time decay if you do end up trading options. If you want to sell options, that's a bit different of a story, but I'm not going to get into that right now. I am expecting a cool off period for BBIG. The director, Ted Farnsworth, did not really answer the questions that we were looking for, and he was a bit ambiguous with some of his answers as well, which is why we saw that midday sell-off. It bounced right off that 25 moving average. I expect the downtrend to continue on less volume, and it's unfortunate. No one likes to see the downtrend. And yeah, that's all I got. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys did, I kindly ask that you guys leave that like on the video, as liking the video is the #1 thing you can do to help me out here on this channel. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit those post notifications so you never miss a beat here on this channel. You can also follow me on Twitter at HootmoneyYT and join my Discord community down below. And if you guys did want to use that software that I was using for technical analysis, it's WeBull Desktop. The link is below in the description or in the pinned comment section to sign up. You have to click that link to sign up, and they'll get up to $2,300 in free stock if you deposit at least $1 on their platform. So definitely check that out as well. The promotion ends at the end of October, so you have about 11 days to click that link and sign up in order to get the chance to win up to $2,300. And yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed and have a wonderful day. Peace.